this shade is got some issues. You know, we've got frayed and broken strings here. Yeah, another frayed one here. You know, starting to sag, and this one's just, yeah. It's time. You know, when you see this stuff, you just know that you're just in for a good time. But I've restrung so many of these over the years, but I've been using this roll of string that I picked up probably over 10 years ago. I've just been using this same spool over and over again for a number of different kinds of blinds. This is a fairly small one. Some of them are a little wider, and you know, in our Class C we had the long skinny one. And this time I decided to do something a little different because it's always frustrating getting everything strung through here. And I picked up one of these little kits this time, and this little kit, you know, has the string and the springs and extra parts and stuff, but it also comes with this little tool here that I think is going to make this whole process a lot easier. All right, well, first things first, we have to remove the shade here, and in some cases you might need to remove the valance just to make it a bit easier. I think I can get this one out without removing the valance, but first I have to just unscrew this this anchor point down here at the bottom, and it's just a screwdriver. Just remove these. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now the string itself goes through these two little holes here. I'm just gonna cut them off. There we go. Cut this side off. And then at this point, all the tension in the shade should just go. You can see it's just dropping down now. Try to keep it together while I release the top. Now I might be able to do it with my hand. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it out. There's only one in this blind. There we go. I got it loose. Now this should just come out. Oh, it's hung up over here. Sometimes people put a screw in. There we go. It's out. Now you can see on this one, they had actually put a screw in on this side here, as well as on this side. So it clips in, but they also added a couple of screws. Okay, we take a little peek at this little bracket here. It snaps in from the front edge, and then the back edge just kind of, you push it in and it snaps in. And to release it, you pull this back, and then you can drop the back, and then you should be able to pull it from the front. Yeah. In this case, like I said, there's only one. In most of the normal size blinds, there's at least two or sometimes three. You can see our strings are a little fuzzy. This one's broken. All right, there's our blind. First thing we want to do is take a little screwdriver, and we're going to remove all these little ends. There you go, like that. And there's a set on each side. There we go. And the same on the other side. Okay. There we go. You notice the one on the bottom has a little hole in it. So this is where some string's actually going to come out. This is the left side. All right. Now with all of that stuff gone, what we can do is remove the top and the middle and probably the bottom too. So this slides off like this. And we can start to see how this thing's put together. Okay, there's the top. See, there's a spring in here and some string. All right, well, this is something I typically screw up most of the time, and that is disassembling more than I have to. So in this case, see the top fabric portion? the string passes all the way through here, all the way through this middle piece. So I don't have to remove the top part, since it's going to go right through. There's a hole and a track that goes all the way through. Now on the bottom, it's different. It's going to go in here and then it's going to cross over and then go down. And it's going to do the same on this side. It's going to cross over and go down. So in order to do that crossover, I'm going to have to remove the bottom piece, and the top piece can stay connected to this middle piece. Now the reason that I don't pull all the string out up front is because I think it's a good idea, especially if you haven't done that particular blind before, to get a good idea of how the strings flow within the frame here. They go here, they cross over, they go down, and then they cross over again, and then they come out either side. So that's what we're looking at here. So once we understand that, then we can remove the string. So in this case, I'm gonna remove this top section. Just gonna slide it right out. There's still string in here. Pull it out. Already, some of the string's already coming out. So you can see inside, there's a hole that goes from here. On this side, there's a hole that goes from here all the way to the top. So we can tape this together, and that's going to make it easier to keep this from blowing apart when we're restringing it. We can remove the bottom piece now and set it aside. And I can go ahead and tape the bottom like this as well. I just kind of like to keep it in the general shape that it's going to be in, so it doesn't look all gnarly and it makes it easier to string. All right, something interesting about this setup here is that it's actually strung kind of like a larger shade, where there's 4 strings. There's a spring here in the middle that joins both sides at the top, and in this case, they just used 2 strings, and instead of 1 they have 2, which I guess makes it a little bit stronger, and it could be why this lasted longer. It's probably the original, like 20 years old or so. Now I'm going to go ahead and replace this spring. It's a little bit worn, and instead of 2 coming out, we're just going to use 1 and just tie on 1 string to the end of the spring. All right, inside the kit here, we've got a nice little plastic container holding everything. And yeah, there's that little tool. We've got 4, looks like 5 different sections of this string or twine, whatever you want to call it. We're going to use 2 of these, so I'll set those aside. And we've got 3 new springs, so we'll use 1 of those. It's got a bunch of these anchor tie-down pieces here. I don't know if we're going to use any of these. We may just reuse the ones that we already have. And inside this little baggie, we've got looks like these little clear grommets that it's not going to fit this spline, but I think it goes into some of these holes. Yes, it's these little plastic little grommet things right here. It's got a hole in it, and now it's gone forever. We've got this little tool that I mentioned earlier, and this is going to really come in handy when we start restringing this. I haven't used it yet, but I think it's going to be a game changer. And we've got some instructions, so if you've never done this before, definitely take a look at the pictures. You should be able to figure everything out by looking at these pictures. This is similar to what we're working with here, which is a single string on either side. You can see how they cross over. They have them color-coded even, blue and red for each side so you can see. And yeah. I thought they would have another picture for the other kind of blind, the larger one that has the 4 strings. I'll flash a diagram up here so you know what that looks like. All right, so I'm going to start with 2 sections of string. We're going to have 1 on either side. And I'm going to replace this old spring. You can see it's a little bit stretched on one end. I'm sure it'll be fine, but since we have other ones here, I'm going to go ahead and use them. And what I'm going to do is just tie one to either side, and I'm just going to use like a fishing knot. So I'm going to twist it around like this. You can run a basic knot, but I'm going to go ahead and twist it around like that, and then stick it through the hole. And then pull it tight. Okay, so there we go. And I'm just going to go ahead and burn the tip just so it doesn't fray anymore. There we go. Same thing on this side. Okay. There we go. Now this is going to sit right here on the top of the very top piece. I'm going to go ahead and just tape this down here just so it doesn't move around while we restring it. So I'll just put that in there. I can probably just leave this here because we're not going to really see it anyway. All right, now we can go ahead and start stringing this thing up. It's going to go just like this. We've got one string on either side. This one's going to go through this side, out the bottom, and cross over. And it's going to go down through this hole in this lower section, through the bottom, and then cross over here, and it's going to come out this side. And the opposite side is going to basically do the same thing, but backwards. It's going to go down this hole, cross over, through that hole, cross over, and then out that side. Now when it goes out, we're going to stick it through this little hole on the little end cap here. So that's what we're doing. Now this is where this cool little tool is going to come in handy, because fishing this little string through these holes can be kind of a frustrating process. Bring this string through this hole here and through the shade and out this hole here in the bottom here. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, this is always moving, and you know, you could use a giant needle or something. Here's what this little tool does. So it's got a little twist at the top here. So what it'll probably do is grab onto this string. So I'm going to fish it through from the bottom. If I can do that. Oh yeah, it's going right in. Come out. As soon as you get it lined up. There we go. See this? It's all the way through. Like that. Now, I just grab the end, stick it through here, and then I'm going to pull it tight. It's going to lock into this little knot, this little twist at the top, and then I can just pull it right through. Look at that. That's super fast, super easy. Then I can unhook it and then move it down and do the same thing over here. All right, so now I'll take this end. It's going to cross over. And now I want to take it through this hole here. So I'll just take my little tool, slip it in the bottom here. It comes right out the top. And I'll just stick the string in there, pull it into that little loop at the top, and then it should just come right through. Yeah, that's really nice. And then on the bottom here, it just goes all the way across to the other side. So just like that, I have one side done. Here to there to there, and yeah, easy peasy. Now I can just do the other side, starting from this end, and I need to unravel all of this string. Pull it in, kind of locks it. It's going to pull it through, slip it under the tape here. pull it. It's going to go across to this side. And I could also probably just push it through without having to pull it. Let's try that. Let me see if I can just push it through. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this is so easy. Pull that out. Pull that through. Pull some string through. And this is going to cross over to that side. See how it crisscrosses from that side, crisscrosses again, and then goes out the ends here. See this little thicker kind of cardboardy piece? It slides into this groove. So you want to just line the string up so it's in the track. And then give yourself plenty of extra. Okay, once you get it started, it goes in. Okay. I think this is good. If I pull that through, it comes on this side. Pull that through, it's that side. Okay. And this should take up the slack here. Yep, we're good. Okay, so now we do the bottom. This is going to slide into here, and you can see right here the strings cross over again, and they go out either side. So we want to make sure the strings are in the track when we pull this through. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it all the way out, slide this end in the track. I think we're good. Still have the string here in the middle. I'm just going to slide it all the way down. Take up some of the slack in the string as we go. I think we're in good shape. Okay. Looks good, right? Okay. Now the last thing is to put the top back on. You just slide it on just like this. All right, still good. Okay, we are all put back together. Okay, now I'll put the ends back on, starting with this one with the hole in it. Okay, this is gonna go through here like this. Pull everything through. And then it should just compress right like that. Push it on like that. There we go. And then this top piece just goes like this. Okay, there's one side. Oh, there we go. Oh, chipped a little piece off. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Yeah. There we go. All put back together. All right, what I'll do now is just take an extra piece of string here and just kind of tie it together to make it easier to hang. So we'll just wrap it around somewhere here. Now, you can go ahead and snug it up because I'm just going to cut this thing once it's in place. There you go. All right, let's go hang it up. Oh, snapped into place. I like it. Okay, so the top is actually in there. I'm going to go ahead and put those screws in since There's already holes, I might as well just use them. Okay, that's in there pretty good. Not coming out. All right, the last step is to assemble these little tie downs here. So these have a little hole in them. Just going to slide the string through like that. And then I'm going to pull it through. Now once we get it screwed back on to the wall, then we can make adjustments. Wrap this around and twist it to get it adjusted. But for now, just got to get them through here and then get it screwed back onto the wall. Put a little tension on this and I'll release the blind. There we go. And we'll get it set just right, and then we'll put a little knot on the end of this and pull this out now. Okay, it's working. I think I want it a little bit tighter. Up. Yeah, we want a little bit more tension on that. A little. So I can see how I can adjust that a little bit. Looks good. Looks like it could be a little tighter, but it'll have to do for now. This is just my least favorite RV maintenance project still. And the funny thing is that the very first time that I did a restringing on one of these blinds, I made a video about it. And that was 14 years ago. It was a very early video. But yeah, the process is pretty much the same. And this tool, though, was not around, and these little kits weren't around before. But I would definitely get a kit just to have one of these tools handy, because you're going to have friends that are going to want to borrow it. But yeah, let me know what you think. We do plan on replacing all of these shades with roller shades. So stick around for that. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. That's low.